Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our final project for this week's or this month's scrapbook workshop kit of the month, Love Story. So this is our final one and we're going all out with the love story on this. Now I haven't got my photographs, so I will just be putting positioners in place to represent where the photographs are going to go. So the first thing we're going to do, have a look at what we've got. So I've got the manual, I've got all the papers cut up. I'm just going to put a glue dot in the respective corners to keep the papers in place. Now this again is another very quick layout that comes together very quickly and can be put together using other papers should you wish to do so. So as I say, it's always good to keep the instructions so that you can replicate the layouts with other designer series papers should you wish to. The only difference with this one is it does have a very large heart slap bang in the middle of one of the pages, but you could get around that quite easily. So let's have a look what we've got. So these are all the embellishments. So I'll put those aside for a second. We've got some place cards and then we've got the paper. And it's literally very, very simple. It is 3 designs of paper. So we've got the large piece and a border from the bottom and a border from the top. So the first thing we're going to do is going to put the border in the bottom down. Just adder. It literally sits on the base line of the piece of 12 by 12. This one I'm using is Flirty Flamingo. Let's do the same with this one. So both sides of the layout are identical until we put the embellishments on. There we go. So that's into place now. I'm going to put the second piece in. So that just butts up to the edge here. Okay, and then do exactly the same on this side. So if you store your designer series paper and you're not sure what to do with them for scrapbooking, then you can always follow the information from your instructions. So okay, and now I've got this bit which is going to go at the very top. So that runs all the way along the top. There we go, on that piece, and do exactly the same on this one. Now, it's up to you whether you use the embellishments as instructed in the manual. If it's the first time using the workshop kit, it might be worth trying it. But otherwise, let's see what we've got. I've got 2 6x6s, so I'm going to have one there. Let's flip that one over that way. And then one down there. And then I've got one that goes there. So actually that one might be a bit lower. And there's one there. Now these are the size of the border. So the actual photographs will be smaller. So this is a, let's see what this one is. It's a 3.5 by 3.5. So you can afford to have a 3 by 3 or a 3.25 by 3.25 photograph there should you wish to. So that is my layout for photographs. Now on this particular one, there is only one photograph that goes on this layout because of such a big heart that goes across here. Now, the heart has love you on it, as I've done in the previous layouts. I haven't used the sentiments, so I'm not going to use the sentiment on here. I've got the LOV and then the E, and then they've got the U underneath. You could have it like that, or you could actually spell it out fully, which is down to here. But my thinking is, if I place this like so, don't put the sentiment on. I can probably get a bigger photograph of myself and my husband to go here. I'll keep that one there. You've got, let's see what other extras I've got here. So we've got the base of the arrow, the slips underneath, and then you've got the top of the arrow, which can go up to here. Put it that way. Now, if you wanted to, you could put, just draw this one from over here into there. So you could put it that way. And do you know what? I think I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually going to put that there rather than have the small one. And I'm going to move the small one over to here. And that means I can bring this one slightly further down. There we go. Perfect. Right, let's see what we can do with the embellishments. I'll tell you what we're going to do first. We're going to stick all this down to make sure it's all in place and it doesn't fall out. So let's take that off for a second. And we're just going to use a strip of the Stampin' Seal, put it in the middle. Now you could put it straight, but we will put it at a diagonal. There we go. Put my heart, my bottom of my arrow down here. There we go. And then you can put your top of your arrow here. There we go. And then my 6.25 by 4.25 can go there. Let's slip that in. There we go. Let's stick these ones down. That's 11. In the middle. There. Same with this one. Now, I'm not sure why this bit has bits that come off. I suppose you could do it without if you didn't want to. But I'm actually going to keep it like this. Pop it on here. And then it'll stick down. And then I've got my two and that will go here. There. And then this one can go here. There we go. And then the photographs will sit on top of the respective squares or rectangles. Okay, so let's bring in the rest of the embellishments that go with this project. Now, there are so many embellishments left over that you could add and swap in and out other ones should you wish to. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to put this one here. Okay, now what else have I got? I've got a nice pink heart here. That could go down there. I've got a flower, which could go there. I've got these beautiful hearts, which could probably slip onto there. And then you've got, so look what else I've got. That one could go there. Right, I've got a big heart that can go up there, or a little heart that can go in there, and a red one that will probably match it, like so. Then what else have I got? Let's have a look. I've got loads of hearts here. I've got lovely white hearts, and there's this pink one. It's difficult, isn't it? That one's there. And you've got a nice white heart that could go there, that on the top of it. And I've got these go down here. They'll pick up the hearts, and then maybe the flower could go there. Right, let's see. Okay, let's take this one off first. So this one is a sticker, and as you can see, it, come on, there we go. Excellent. So you've got this little hole in the middle here. Trying to work out where it should go. I know I was thinking it was going to go there, but I don't want it to. Let's put it there. Can afford to stick down. There we go. Then we can put a white heart here. Actually, no, let's put it on the other side. And then we'll put these ones over here. Scatter them around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those on dimensionals. I'm going to grab my dimensionals. So let's have a look. This one. Comes through. Should have checked that would work. If I press it down. No. Okay, so let's put that one up there. Put one in the middle here. Up there. And then the white one with another dimensional. There we go. That will go just there. Do I stick that one down? Right, that's stuck good. So it's just these ones. So you could lay it flat or take it off. Put my flower here. See what I think of it. Problem is, if I put it there, I won't be able to get the photograph underneath. So let's hold off with that one for a second. I'm wondering if I should put, actually that might work, mightn't it? Because I could put that one on a dimensional. Right, I like this one, so I'm going to stick this one down. I'm going to stick it on this side so it doesn't go over the embossing, so the picture can go under there. It will slide in underneath, just there. Okay, let's stick this one down. Again, we're going to go there so it doesn't stick onto, you can get your picture photograph under there. And then I'm just going to see if I can pop this one in the middle. There we go, quite nice. So you don't have to put everything where you feel, where they suggest. You could up there. Or shall I put that one there? That would fit, wouldn't it, there? Comes round here and then comes round. So maybe what I'll do is I will put that there. I'm not going to stick anything on that one. I'm going to put a dimensional in the middle of that one. Let's just double check. That would sit there. I'm going to put a dimensional on this pink one down here. And I'm going to put a dimensional on this white one. Let's go for half a dimensional. Let's see. Make sure I'm doing the right white one. Yep, that's that one. Okay. Take the backings off. And then when you put the photograph in, that will just sit on the photograph. So as you can see, I haven't set that one down, have I? Am I going to delay it, or am I going to put a dimensional on it? I was just thinking you could have... No, I'm not, definitely not going to do that. Right, okay, so... I want one there. Yes, let's put those on there. Let's stop going. I'm going to put dimensional up there and a dimensional into there. Once the papers are down, it's always the extras that take up most of the time. For this one, there we go. Didn't want to put a whole one there. There we go. And then we can just pull that off. And then that one can go there as well. So this is our third project. Slightly different from what is in the instructions, but I'm happy with it, and it works well. And I know I'd be able to use it with my photographs. Much prefer having a photograph there, I think, rather than a tiny square there and the big words "Love You" on it. For me personally, that works better. And I'll use the "Love You" in another scrapbooking page. It might go along the bottom somewhere. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. I hope you like this layout as much as I do. And don't forget, we'll be back next Monday with our stamp set of the week. Take care. Bye.